bleaching among children, a disturbing trend festering in Ghana.
Like kalani efe omuya tuntumi sa enyamife.
A fashion craze now falls on newly born babies and children as young as 3 years.
I've had mothers who've had concerns about the color of or the complexion of their newborn babies, and some think there will be suspicion of infidelity. Others want some designer babies that have a particular color and therefore want to do anything to get the baby to get fairer.
Banned skin-lightening creams containing toxic ingredients are being applied to tone children's skin and make them socially acceptable.
When they are like 3 years, 4 years going, that's when the parents, those who don't have knowledge about, that's where they start bleaching them.
This is happening in many parts of the country. But we begin our investigations in Chorkor, which is home to thousands of people. The people here are mostly fisher folks and traders. The puzzle here is why some parents in Chorkor are risking the health of their children just to make their skin lighter than when they were born.
Like kalani efe omuya tuntumi sa enyamife nti enya nkubia nsu na midislanu light one ebena ni kala na da ofan na enye kokopa na diom so ema omubode mbom so nti uslan pana oyo kokopa onye fan de bia na oba fam nkunu ndinesu nti enye nkubia na ya ye nkwala nkwa ni kala be fan nenso uslan pa kokopa ni body ntumi ba ni si de bia na oya nipa kese nenso nkunu nti de bia oya kitwa body ni ntumi njina ni so.
Carol has 2 children, and she's a fishmonger. Carol believes beauty is incomplete if a person's skin is dark. So, she has consistently managed to turn her dark skin tone and made it lighter.
Mi unso bi e kokoye mi fe. Ntina mi so. Misla na mi mpe kokopa light one.
Na o mama no papa o me e kokko.
Devi. Mi mama e tuntu, mi papa nsi e tuntu.
Na we say obane papa o ye kokko.
Devi onye kokko na nsu ni na ye kokko.
Her children were born with their natural dark African skin tone. But Carol has not been happy with that. So when they were only 3 years old, she started applying skin toning creams and substances on the children just so they would fit in their community's definition of beauty, light skin.
O min stranu ne so start ko school no na Mr.
O she school ase time ben odi mfie sen no she school ase
3 years.
Itu sha se extra no ho free 3 years eko. Inkuben na ode stra no.
Omusa skin light.
Skin light no one kasan so de serebi.
Debe mimi esun kwa misumisila.
Na inkuben na wo de stra.
White.
The cream is called Skin-Light, one of the popular skin lightening creams on the Ghanaian market. Its active ingredients are hydroquinone, mometasone, and tretinoin. Hydroquinone belongs to the class of skin lightening agents that work by decreasing the amount of melanin that is responsible for the darkening of the skin. But these ingredients would one day leave its users with grave health conditions, including kidney failure, liver challenges, and skin cancer. Reason the Food and Drugs Authority has banned some of these skin lightening creams.
For some, it's deliberate. It's intentional. They know what they are doing. They want their children to be fair. That's why they use these cosmetic products, because they also contain skin lightening agents, which are toxic when they are used over a long time. As we talk, hydroquinone containing skin lightening cosmetics are not permitted as cosmetics anymore by the FDA Ghana. It can be sold as medicinal products in pharmaceutical outlets because of the need of this ingredient for certain skincare conditions.
Carol says she's aware of the long-term use of these products and the implications for her children, but she has found an unorthodox way around it. For a fishmonger, the cost of the bleaching creams is a huge drain on her income.
Why natural?
Obi anche me na me cause me penko a me de besila nti me ana me kotoe enu bi na ni na nasila nti me ana me kotoe
Eya onye worry say bia ode nkuni sra mo a ingredient no betimi aha omo daache
enu de minim say betumi aha omo nenso anopa me slow mu zanaju mu sla powder edida anopa no mo asla anaju powder.
But she's not the only one neck deep in this creeping public health threat. Another mother who pleaded anonymity says keeping the skin of children fair is a big deal to many parents here in Chorkor. According to her, some mothers go to the extent of using a hydrochloride bleach.
I'm a use of parazole. I'm a bleach or a parazole.
Parazole, like, how do they do it?
I'm mada low parazole. I'm a bahe. I'm a back pale raw. I'm a chumi heat me. 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes. La chaba actually. Okay, the Quebec jury. Make my own care acid fuel photo. I'm a mummy. Ni ameke po ame kona fira me yachu
Usually like akekpa beken bibi ahe alo
para most the parazole akekpa beken bi ahe mujime ni na wa na akekpa beken bi bona e wo ba na beken bi one da kokole ina stretch marks e feel red.
She lists the many banned creams that are used in the lightening of the skin of children. She says lightening the skin of their children is considered a status symbol.
Usually
mere creams ni kefio ame use.
Usually I'm use skin light, pawpaw, Viva White, pure skin, gold skin, pure white gold.
Head of Cosmetics at the Food and Drugs Authority, Emmanuel Nkrumah, says hypochlorite, popularly known as parazole, is not designed to touch the skin. Using such a bleach could be extremely harmful to children.
Parazole, that's the name that's been given to it, but it's a brand. The actual name is bleach. That is hypochlorite bleach. Hypochlorite bleach is not made to touch the skin, right? It's for floors, surfaces, to disinfect surfaces. And it's a very harmful chemical. It's even in that category, it's one of the high-risk categories in this class. And so when you use such a product on your skin, it's very dangerous. Even when you are using it to clean the floor, there are very serious precautions as to the protective clothing or hand gloves, etc. that you have to use, and the mode of use and application is also clearly indicated on the label. It's very important and it has to be followed. So it's not a skin care product or preparation.
Some people usually associate fair skin with beauty, purity, and affluence. Those studies on bleaching of the skin of children in Ghana are limited. The The World Health Organization reveals that more than a third of the population tone their skin. Bleaching of the skin is present in many African countries, with Mali pegged at 25%, while 77% of the Nigerian population use skin-lightening products. Gynecologist and former Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Titus Bayo, says some nursing mothers are engaged in bleaching their newborn babies. He provides an insight into why such mothers engage in the act.
I think I have had experience with mothers seeking to bleach the newborns. What I haven't encountered so much is people trying to bleach the baby whilst it's inside of the womb. That I haven't personally had an encounter with mothers like that, but I've had mothers who've had concerns about the color of or the complexion of their newborn babies. And some think there will be suspicion of infidelity. Others want some designer babies that have a particular color and therefore want to do anything to get the baby to get fairer.
He, however, paints a grim and worrying impact of the practice, one that's irreversible.
I mean, you can imagine the very obvious health consequences. Some do know about them. I doubt anybody will be completely ignorant that there are health risks associated with bleaching they themselves and the newborn. And for those who are not aware, they must know that there are serious health consequences to the mother that is doing the bleaching, especially if you are an expectant mother and you are bleaching whilst you are still pregnant. That has even more catastrophic effects on you. Right from all the steroid issues, the baby could come out with symptoms of virilization, where if it's like a female fetus, depending on what was used for the bleaching, it can have male features as a baby, and sometimes may lead to a phenomenon we call medical terms ambiguous genitalia, where at birth it may even be a little difficult for the doctors or birth attendants to identify the sex of the baby, because if you are using some steroids and they are the male type of steroids and they are in excess, you can have the clitoris of a female baby becoming so big that you may think it's the male phallus.
In 2018, the Food and Drugs Authority raised a public health alert over expectant mothers relying on cosmetic pills to bleach their unborn babies. Dr. Emmanuel Nkrumah is head of cosmetics at the authority.
Glutathione has a way of doing that, but the glutathione itself is not registered as a cosmetic product to be used for skin lightening, because anything that you take in, whether oral or you inject, ceases to be a cosmetic product. It turns to be a drug, because the pathway is different from that of a cosmetic product.
There are fears some women are now resorting to intravenous bleach, where chemicals are injected into the bloodstream. The agents of this practice are the beauty and cosmetics clinics dotted in cosmopolitan neighborhoods. The investigative team engaged some of these clinics, and this is how much they charge per session.
Skin lightening. We do skin lightening. You want to call? Yeah. The single last time yeah, and when we double it, but it's not a drip that will bleach you. Okay. We just put in correct skin the skin. But you have to go for particular sections.
We just never know. God forbid anything happens, you're always going to blend with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, you know, it's fluid. We're mixing it with 500 ml of fluid. I don't want to overfill her.
Okay.
Especially because she's pregnant.
Dr. Bayu notes that the springing up of these clinics is worrying. He observed that bleaching through intravenous bleaching substances has far-reaching implications for every part of the body.
I think we should be very concerned about it, and I'm hoping that the regulatory agencies would quickly step in. Here I'm talking about the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, I'm talking about the FDA, and other regulatory authorities that are in this space, because not even to expectant mothers, to anybody at all, there are risks of these medications. And now it's bleaching has gone high tech.
Former Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Nsiasari, believes the time to crack down on the operations is now.
I don't believe they are actual clinics. Most of them, I'm sure, are beauty parlors and beauty salons. I'm also worried about it because I see people even advertising boldly. And now everybody puts stethoscopes around the neck and this thing. So we are not even sure. I'm not very sure if it's owned and manned by health professionals. Anybody who goes into the body of the person, into the vein, or give any medication should be qualified to do so. So I know that HEFRA, which regulates such clinics, hospitals, maternity homes, and hospitals, some of us have asked them to go around and find out if these areas are actually registered.
Mr. Nkrumah's worry, however, is that many of the active ingredients in these skin lightening creams have been banned by the FDA and are toxic for its users.
That practice is not permitted, because if it is, then the Medical and Dental Council will have to approve either the individual who is doing that practice as a professional who has the requisite education and background to do that, or the facility will also have to be licensed by HEFRA to be able to do that. Then it means the details of whatever practice that goes in there has been seen and approved by the regulators for that matter. So if you are not in any of these categories, then you don't qualify to do that, because whatever is being done is clinical in nature. So it has clinical implications and it has to be done by a qualified professional to be able to do that.
Back in Chorkor, many residents have expressed concern over this craze. It's become a popular culture that's been practiced even among children. Kweno Alote, whose sisters have bleached the skin of the children, is not happy with the act.
They are not aware of that. So because some people end up, when you see the body, like some after 15 years of bleaching, you end up, you see your body is very thin. Since you've bleached, the first layer is of that sort, then you see you end up seeing your veins, you see the veins, and then sometimes too, when there is a cut somewhere, it takes time to heal your wound. Then sometimes your face end up becoming some black green, some kind of colors.
Former Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Nsiasari, argues that parents do not have the right to bleach their children. He says there are sufficient laws available to provide protection against practices that are inimical to the safety of the children.
Parent doesn't have that right. That's why the government and the legal systems are there to protect the innocent child. The child is not at the age to take decision for him or herself. For a care, he wants to be black, even darker. Now, even those who are white outside, they are trying to become dark. They go to the sun beaches to go and tan themselves. Some of them are now writing and coloring themselves. You will not even know if it's a black person or not. So allow the child to grow to the legal age, and the child will take his or her own decisions.
This is a dangerous phenomenon for both the children and parents. As the echoes of these stories linger, we are left with a sobering truth. The pursuit of lighter skin comes at a devastating cost to health, to identity, and to generations yet unborn. Behind every bottle of bleaching lotion and every bar of whitening soap lies a deeper wound inflicted by societal pressures and misguided ideals. But this cycle can be broken. The beauty of Ghana is not found in lighter or darker shades. It is found in the resilience of its people, the richness of its culture, and the pride in its heritage. It is found in the courage to say enough, to protect our children from harm, and to embrace the beauty of every skin tone. As we close this chapter, let this documentary be more than a story. It must be a call to action, a call for education, for policy change, and for collective efforts to uplift and celebrate the true essence of African beauty. Together, we can ensure that no child ever feels they must alter their skin to be worthy of love, respect, or acceptance. Let the light of self-love shine brighter than any shadow cast by colorism. For Ghana, for Africa, and for the world, it's time to heal.